Cop Block Radio is filmed live in secret locations across the country. All co-hosts are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. What's up, guys? This is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
This is Matt Taylor of Carbon County Cop Block.
And this is Amanda, Minnesota Cop Block.
What's up? How we doing this week?
Oh, doing great. Hey, so it's awesome. I want everybody out there who's listening. You've heard her on here several times. I would just want to have everybody just give a warm welcome to Amanda here.
What's up?
Joining us is the third seat tonight. So awesome. Thanks for joining us. It's great to have you.
I'm excited. Usually you're in and out because you got 100 things going on, but we can actually sit here and have a decent conversation tonight.
Yes.
Is your daughter going to jump in and want to be famous again tonight?
Not this time, nope.
Okay.
I'm in a completely different location tonight, so.
Oh, really?
Game face on.
Oh, cool. You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Nice. So, let's get the first question out of the line. Have you had any police contact this week?
Let's start with Amanda. How about you?
Cop blocking? Any calls? Anything that you've done with police this week?
I think Amanda's might be frozen. So while she figures out her technical difficulties, I'll go ahead and pick it up here. I have not had any interactions. Unfortunately, today, Scott Marshall of Oath Accountability Project and myself, he had gotten a call letting us know that there was a checkpoint. He came directly from work to pick me up to go roll through this together, and shit you not, we rolled up right as they were just packing it up.
So right in the middle of the day today?
Yeah, dude, right next to where I work, they just shut down the bridge and did a DUI checkpoint or a registration checkpoint for maybe a half hour, 45 minutes at most.
Is that your state police up there, that Lehigh?
Yeah, yep, that was state police.
I don't, it just baffles me. You and Scott say these all the time, and he always has the videos of them. I've never seen an area set up checkpoints like this. Seems like it's Lehigh, and they seem to be really bored. They got a small population, and they just do them all the time. They don't even have to plan them. They just go out on a whim and throw up a checkpoint every now and then.
Yeah, well, see, here's what happens, okay? Down the street from Lehigh, where I live, there's a town called Jim Thorpe. It's a really actually decent-sized tourist attraction. So what people do is they take the turnpike in, and they drive through. So you get a lot of out-of-towners, people from New York, New Jersey, driving down and just coming through this small-ass town, not realizing that they're driving through a fucking speed trap. So they get hit by these speed traps all over the place on their way to go to this town that's supposed to be awesome and beautiful and has been under construction for the last 5 years. So it's this big just hoopla to fucking get people down to the town, but they're hitting them with the state police left and right the second they get off that turnpike.
Wow. So I'd be interested. You guys live up there. You should go in and file an information request. Find out how many of these you guys don't catch. How many they set up in a month or any given period of time.
That's actually a really good suggestion.
That's a really good idea too, because if you see a trend in the locations, then you know for yourself. But they have to release that after the fact.
Yeah, I know. I've been with Scott Marshall of Oath Accountability Project a couple of times where he has legitimately picked up the phone, just been like, "Yo, are you guys going to be running a checkpoint tonight?" It's funny listening to it because all you can hear is them go, because if they do their job correctly, they have to tell you.
Yeah,
they have to tell you.
But
they public right.
They went through that for 5 minutes where they were actually being honest and telling people hey, we're going to do them and this is where we're going to do them. Nowadays you're lucky if you get a Facebook post in the week from the department that's conducting it saying, yeah, we'll be out there. They won't tell you where.
No, up here they hide that shit in the newspaper on page 5.
Yep. They do the same thing up here.
So, Amanda, you're back with us now. We were just getting to the point of asking, have you had any police interaction this week? Have you? Okay, Amanda still has no audio. So, Severin, why don't we jump to you? Have you had any police interaction this week?
Oh, absolutely. My whole week's been full of it.
Ooh, you got a goodie. Let's hear it.
Yeah, well, it started off, I got the information request back about the Bethlehem cop that pushed Rick from Allentown Cop Block. We talked about it a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah, we got that information request back, and it only had the one suspension on there, and I'm just totally blown away. And it goes on to say that
This
some
is
of
this is the officer that pushed Rick.
yeah,
So this
and
is Corporal Leonard Sapolsky of Bethlehem, Chipolsky
however you want to say it,
of Bethlehem Police, right?
badge number 616. He is a he. You can look him up on Google and see this record of all these times that he broke the law and like roughed up his wife's boyfriend and his wife and all this stuff. It does not appear anywhere on his police record, and it says right on the right to know request some of the files were redacted because of legal reasons, meaning he attended rehab and got them pulled.
Wow.
He does not have to answer for any of that stuff anymore, and this is how they get away with it, man. This is how this is like look into the system. They cover it up. They make they make these guys look squeaky clean on paper, and no matter how dirty they actually are, when they go before a disciplinary board, they're only facing one or two things, not their whole record.
Right.
So it's pretty significant. But I got that record request back, and I saw that. So we decided to give a call over and find out where the investigation was. And the internal affairs officer is taking this so damn serious that he's on vacation.
Oh man.
And Mr. Chabowski is on the force right now, out there, hunting down his next victims.
That is insane.
Yeah, I was, today has just been full of crap. Like every story, every single thing I see in today has been nothing but cops getting away with anything they want. And it's the trend. That's why I called today's episode Accountability Doesn't Exist, because it doesn't. Anybody out there fighting for accountability, it's a fruitless cause. I know you're on one side of this, Matt, that you still feel some sort of accountability is possible.
I do.
But man, if that's all I'm going for, then I quit, because I have failed at every single turn to get an officer accountable. I've caught them on tape. I've gone by the book. I've done every single thing within my legal disposal to hold an officer accountable, and it has come up with nil every single time. So
just wait, Grasshopper. You have something great in the works, and I even think you might have an update on that, because that right there is going to be your first big windfall, holding an officer accountable. So
I do have an update on that, but that's my point. I have an update on our lawsuit. Our papers are getting filed this week. We agreed on everything. We're putting it into federal court. We'll see a court date probably within. I think I was reading through an email that they sent in regards to like a timeline. They said usually within 30 to 60 days they'll do a preliminary conference. So we should hear something preliminary by then. But that does not hold that officer accountable in any way, shape, or form. He is already
true.
cleared. He has already been cleared. His department has backed him. His department showed up to court backing his decision.
That's true.
He's not accountable. The taxpayer is now accountable for them messing up.
That's
How
true.
many taxpayers have to walk into a city council meeting and put their stacks and stacks of money on the table? Because I'd love to do this. I'd really love to get me, Rick, and Scott together to go to your Lehighton City Council and put all of our money in cash on the table in front of them and say, this is what you are supporting. These are the people you are supporting. This guy is still on the force. He broke the law. It's seen in court that he broke the law. He's still on the force, and the only person that paid was you, the taxpayer, the person that's sitting there saying, oh, there's a few good cops out there. They're the only ones that pay.
Viral what? Like that'd be the viral video. Why do I hate myself so bad?
That's insane. Well, we're about to cut to a commercial break. We got some more updates from our encounters with police this week. We had plenty of them. We'll be right back with more of that. Hopefully we can get Amanda's sound fixed so that we can get her on here to tell us her updates from Minnesota Cop Block. We'll be right back with more Cop Block Radio.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Back. Yeah, we're back.
All right, cool.
All right. Oh, she just disappeared again.
What the hell? Huh. What the hell is going on?
I think maybe she has a really bad connection.
That might be.
There she is.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay.
Whatever you're
I don't
doing,
know
don't touch anything. At the top of your screen, you should see a little cog. Next to that, you should see a little signal bar. If you click that, you can slide that down to like low or very low. So
Are you
it,
talking
it
about the
might,
settings thing where it has like the mute microphone?
yeah, up top there in the very middle of it, there's a little like bar. It looks like your cell phone signal. Yeah, slide that all the way down to very low, so it'll boost more of your audio and less of your video, because we don't really care about your video. We want your audio. Like if it comes down to it, I've got no problem if she just throws herself on
Just
audio
audio.
audio.
Yeah. Well, I think she lost it again.
How long till we come back?
We have 20 after we come back.
Now,
3
see,
minutes.
I just lost on my other connection, on my other computer, the call-in line. I just lost it.
Did you really?
Yeah,
What is going on tonight?
I don't know. Because nobody's on this over here. It's logging back in, but now I just gotta...
Do you want me to test it again quick?
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Give it a second, it's gotta call in. Okay, go. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Go. Hello?
Hello.
Gotcha, good.
When we come back, let's push the call-in line real quick.
Okay.
That first segment lasted longer, blew right by. I still had more to go on.
Yeah, I did too.
Still got to announce your YouTube page and everything.
Alright, we'll speed through that. Motherfucker.
What was that? Did you just lose the call-in line again?
No. I need two mouses, and I don't have it because I'm running multiple computers right now. I have only one mouse and keyboard for it. So I don't know what's going on with Amanda.
We'll push through if we have to. 2 of our stories are from her, though.
I know. That's not good.
We'll make it work. We always do.
I mean, I could always grab Scott.
Yeah, if he wants to jump in, what the hell? I don't know what's up. Just tell him to put the call-in line number as his lower third.
Okay. I sent him everything, so he should be coming in.
Yeah, we're back.
What up, what up?
Having some issues with Amanda's feed. I think she might have dipped out. I think she might be gone for good. I think she was having a lot of internet issues. But it's okay. We're going to push through. I think we're going to have a special surprise guest jump in.
Sorry about that. I'm turning that off and just trying to get everything there. Amanda keeps jumping in.
Yeah, she keeps trying to come back in. But Amanda.
Yes.
There she is.
Did you turn
Oh my
down?
goodness.
Did you turn down that your bandwidth thing so that you're not using video as much?
I don't know how to do that.
You go to the top where that signal bar thing is again, and just click that and move that dial down because it's on. It's set automatically to
Oh,
H.
here we go. Okay.
That
There.
doesn't help. Okay, well, since we have you here, let's take
Yeah,
advantage of it for the moment. Tell us about your week. Have you had any contact with police?
I did. Actually, I did my very first First Amendment audit yesterday, as a matter of
Nice.
fact.
Successful, or was it a pass or a fail?
It was a pass. It was a pass. I was nervous as hell, but I'm really glad I did. And I'll have a video coming up soon. But a couple guys approached me, and they tried to ID me and stuff like that. And I got away from them and moved down and set up my tripod and recorded some more. And then they turned and walked away. So yeah, it was a success, I'd say.
Very cool.
Um,
Yeah.
that's exciting. Did you? What were your feelings afterwards? Were you? Do you want to do another one?
Yes, adrenaline like a motherfucker. Like I can't get enough. Like can't wait to do more. I'm so serious.
You need to get high when you can go cop block.
Right.
That it is a rush though. I mean, when you get something on video and when something starts breaking out and you know that you're on scene, it's a rush.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that anything else this week? Did you?
No.
By the way, while you were out there, did you go by yourself?
Yes.
You did an audit by
Oh,
yourself.
I
wow.
did it by
You
myself.
are ballsy.
That's ballsy. I don't suggest that, but
I was
You're-
tired of waiting on people. I've always wanted to do it with people, and then it never follows through for whatever reason. A lot of people don't want to, and so I was just like,
please
Yeah.
tell me you at least live streamed your
I
encounter.
did. I did.
That's good. So you weren't actually alone because everybody on the internet watching
True.
covered your back, but you were alone as far as the cops knew.
Right. Absolutely. And they didn't, they passed. You could tell they were a little bit like, like what the fuck, but they
Cool.
behaved themselves.
It's probably because you're a woman too. That might help a little bit of it. They don't feel like they need to come up and push you around because that's not as cool as when they push around other guys.
Yeah, but they'll still push around women too.
True story. Well, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to jump into a little bit more of what we got into. Where did I leave off? I left off. Our lawyers contacted us, and our civil suit is being filed this week in federal court, and I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, my excitement is when we win, and the case law is established that Cop Block is a media organization. That's pretty exciting. And then the case law, I do really want to go to their city council afterwards and show them exactly, dollar for dollar, what they just did, and ask them, is this really what you want your money going toward?
I think that's the best way to get to people, because once they see it in black and white and they're realizing that, hey, they're not going to take that money out of their pocket in order to pay for that.
Yeah, and I especially hope people are complaining about money in the meeting that I attend, and because there's always budget problems in town, and they neglect to point out these funds that go out in massive amounts of dollars every time a cop backs out. They might not get in trouble, but the funds still get paid every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my other police contact this week was I actually went to the belly of the beast. I went to the local police department with a victim. A viral video crossed my path from my town of a cop pushing some guy around, really severely, literally chasing this guy down the street.
You wouldn't let them walk past?
Yeah, it was pretty bizarre to watch. I couldn't believe that it was actually, after hearing about the whole situation, afterwards I'm like, how is this guy still even on the job? Because they had a criminal complaint against this officer. To me, if you're trying to maintain any kind of professionalism, you know that this guy has a complaint against you, you walk away and have the other cops talk to him. You're not going to be the one chasing him down the street on video.
Right. Well, before we get into this, let's go ahead and welcome our fourth who just jumped in to help us, just in case we do lose Amanda. This is Scott Marshall from the Oath Accountability Project. How you doing tonight, Scott?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, what's up? Oh man, your audio is really
loud, really loud.
All right. Let me adjust that around. Sorry about that, guys.
It's okay. Everybody out there in the nation knows that as we start a show, we are always full of our fun technical glitches at the beginning, and then by the end of the show, we are kicking ass. So just hold on with us while we get everything purring, and we'll be good.
We're good. And speaking of being good, we have a call-in line. Anybody out there, why don't you call in? Tell us about your police encounter. Maybe you saw a story this week you'd like to discuss with us. The call-in line is 872-267-2525. That's 872-267-2525. So we're going to jump into the story about the victim. There's actually a video involved that has gone crazy viral that I'd really like to show you guys. And then little bizarre twist. The officer in the video has a LinkedIn profile and he's looking for work. He doesn't like his job. It's pretty funny.
All right, let me get that video loaded up.
Got the video? I was about to pull it up until I remembered that I need you to play them.
It's cool. It is loading up right now.
Yeah, that video was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to go to my brother's house. I'm trying to go to my brother's house. I'm trying to go to my brother's house.
Literally running down
I'm
the
trying to go to my brother's house. I'm trying to go to my brother's house. I'm trying to go to my brother's house. I'm trying to go to my brother's house. Here he is chasing me down the street. Just filed charges against this officer privately for harassment 7 days ago. Submitted to a district attorney. Now here he is harassing me, chasing me down the street. Sergeant Leardy, Bethlehem Police Department. Lieutenant, sorry.
He just called him an asshole.
All I'm trying to do, I was called to ask to go to my brother's house. I'm trying to go to my truck. I can't jaywalk. There's.
Cross to your truck. Cross the street to your truck.
I want to see my brother.
You're not seeing your brother.
I want to see my brother. I want to see my brother.
Man,
I was told to come here to help them get stuff out of the house.
If I acted like that in my job.
This is going to look good in court, Officer Leardy. All I did, my brother asked me to come to his house.
You mute that?
I filed charges against him for misdemeanor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just walked away and told the other officers, if he walks down this sidewalk, you put him in cuffs and take him to the station. We're going to be right back with more Cop Block Radio. This is just another example of a cop on a power trip. Come on now. This guy's got a clear-cut lawsuit. We'll be right back.
God, what a toolbox.
Right? Holy shit.
With tattoos all down his arm, looking like he's some kind of tough gang member, chasing some. And this guy's small. He's not that. This guy's probably maybe 130 pounds at best, maybe 150.
So is he going to file another complaint on him, I take it?
Well, what happened was he went in a couple months back and went to go file a internal affairs complaint. And he goes in and the person at the desk says, "Who are you here to complain about?" And he goes, "Oh, Sergeant Leardy or whatever." And they say, "Okay, hold on." And they go in the back and bring out Leardy.
Shit.
And who tells him, "You're not filing a complaint. You need to come sit down and talk this out with me." So the guy turns around and runs away, like leaves the station. And he never went back. And I said, "Well, listen, we're going to file that complaint, and I'll come with you." And I double dare them to arrest me or do something to me. So I made it clear, I made it public that I was going, and I went with them.
Someone should do an audit and go record it and have somebody just file a complaint. You know what I mean? Like a complaint audit.
Yeah.
Man, like we've stood outside of some of these places down here with horns and shit like that, like just really going on a different level in front of their station, and they just ignore us.
A lot of local stories this week.
Yeah, we do.
This is like, our area is seriously getting scary, dude.
Right.
I just found a video out of Lehighton today. I posted last week, and I'm attempting to get in contact with the guy. So
Scott, I saw that you had a video this week. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I do those from time to time. That's the first one that I posted that I actually felt confident with. Because the driving and talking it's a cool concept, but it's kind of It's like you gotta think about what you want to say, and you know, it's I like it.
What happened?
Oh, you didn't
No,
see it?
it's just a drive and rant video, but I use the 360 camera, so
Oh,
it's
cool. I thought you meant Allentown's. Did you put up the same video Allentown put up, right? Where we went cop blocking at the Walmart.
Yeah, I got that up too.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit when we come back because I watched through that video and like did it all around. That shit is awesome. That's the ticket right there. And if you have virtual reality and you open that file, you're immersed in it. It looks like you're a part of the team.
Yeah, the thing with that camera though, I wish I had got the different one because the stitching on that one is really difficult. So you can get it so that things either look good far away or look good close up. But like if you're in a scene where
I noticed there was a lot of spots where there was like space.
Hello.
Hello, Cop Block Radio. How you doing?
What the hell?
caller,
Caller, Cop Block Radio. How you doing? Is it the same number, Matt?
No, it's not. Because I blocked that other one.
I'm gonna try to call again real quick before we.
does my mic sound any better? I turned on the bass reduction, so
I think it sounds good.
okay.
Hello, hello. Hello.
I can't hear him.
Motherfucker.
So you got to do something with that extension now.
I know. Go ahead, Sev. Call again.
Rick said it was him. He wanted to call, but then he decided not to. So I guess he.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
There you are.
It's a wonky workaround, but it works.
Tell Rick to feel free to call in if he has something from Allentown to update. We're about to come back.
He can hear you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Cop Block Radio. We are back. This is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
This is Matt Taylor of Carbon County Cop Block.
This is Scott Marshall of the Oath Accountability Project.
And Amanda from Minnesota Cop Block.
What's up?
Yeah, so before we went to commercial break, we were actually on a story out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania about Police Lieutenant Anthony Lenardi Jr., and basically about how he was handling a situation. We were watching a video, and as you could see in the video, you know, the guy was just trying to basically first go see his brother, and when he couldn't, he just wanted to cross the street. He was threatened with arrest and basically chased down the street by Lenardi, and where we left off, where we did, they were basically telling the other officers you had to, you know, arrest him if he tried to make his way down the street. Now, Severin was talking about the fact that he has a LinkedIn account, but one of the things that really popped out for me was that in there it gave a job description of the stuff that he's qualified for, and it says that he's a tactical first responder. He's a communications analyst and also a surveillance analyst. He's an experienced undercover narcotics officer, but he's also on the emergency response operation team, and his role there is crisis hostage negotiator. Now, if this guy here, okay,
Don't just do it.
Yeah, right. That's the kind of guy that's talking people down. Fuck that. No wonder shit's happening inside of the Bethlehem Police Department. And once again, if you guys want to call about anything you're hearing about Bethlehem, the person you want to talk to is Police Chief Mark DeLuzio, and you can actually contact him at 610-865-7187. So if you don't like what you're hearing on our radio show, you go ahead and you call them up and you let them know.
Well, in the officers, what really pops up for this officer when you Google his name is he actually did successfully talk down a 17-year-old from the bridge in Bethlehem last year. So everybody is kind of taking his back for that. But since posting that video, I've gotten a shocking number of people posting to me. I've been tagged in that video about 35 times in the last day. Every time people see it, they're tagging me. And this guy, everybody's got a story about this guy. Like he's a nut job. He's seriously nuts.
That's insane. But you know what? There are nuts officers that are insane all over the place. Like, take this story in Reading. Remember that story in Reading where the cop just socks the girl right in the face for recording him? That was we actually have a story on that, right? It's Officer DeJesus
Oh man,
or
Jesus
Jesus.
to Jesus.
this story actually pissed me off.
Jesus. Yeah, right.
It's really upset me.
Jesus.
And you know what?
Hey,
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Jesus.
What I want to do right
The
now,
worst Hispanic. I am the worst Hispanic ever.
because for the
Wait till he hears attorney's name. Just saying.
well, it's a rare occasion that this happens so fast in the media that everyone can see it, because usually they cover this stuff up over a period of like a year or two, and so this is really crazy what happened. 1 month after this incident occurred, this guy was seen on video. The DA said, "This is absolutely outrageous what I saw in that video. We're going to get him. He's been relieved of duty with criminal charges, blah, blah, blah." 30 days passed, and the new video comes out. And it's just, I just really want to show everybody both videos, let you listen to the newscast both times, and see what happened in 30 days. Because the community is furious on the comment section of this news report. So, Matt, do you want
So
to
we're
play?
going to start with the WFMZ?
No, we're going to start with the bottom one because that's the original news story. The YouTube video.
Cool, because that's the one I loaded up.
Okay. This is the original news story, guys. So listen to this. This is when he first did when he was first seen on video. What he did.
As this car uses a turn signal to park along 800 Greenwich Street at lunchtime that day. But Officer Santiago de Jesus pulled over the car anyway, saying the driver did not use a turn signal. Then he discovered Marcelina Cintron Garcia didn't have a driver's license.
You were driving. You don't have a valid driver's license.
The officer orders the driver and her boyfriend to sit down and calls for backup. The woman then tells him she's recording it on her phone. Watch here as he grabs the phone, throws it away, punches the woman, and he and another officer wrestle her on the cement to handcuff her.
I'm using my phone to record them because this is my proof. That I'm right, this is my proof.
Cintron Garcia hit her head on a pipe and needed staples in her head. She spent 3 days in the Berks County Jail on assault, harassment, and resisting arrest charges. Her boyfriend was not hurt. He was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest, but remained free on bail. Today, Berks County DA John Adams announced criminal charges against the officer and withdrew all charges from the couple.
This interaction between police and citizen was escalated by the police behavior. We have overwhelming video evidence that, in fact, they used a turn signal.
Adams went on to say the system depends on the truthfulness of police, and it's in jeopardy when an officer fabricates information.
Now, okay, everybody just wait for it, because I hope everybody's all good and lubed up now, because let's hear the rest of it.
Yeah. What happened today? He went to district court, where you usually just have to waive your trial or you go through, like you go into the big courthouse when you have charges. So district court is just a formality to see if there's enough evidence.
A Reading police officer accused of lying about the event that led to a traffic stop that turned violent is now in the clear. Good evening, I'm Wendy Davis. Rob is off tonight. Charges have been dismissed against that Reading police officer who was seen on camera punching a woman and then slamming her cell phone to the ground. The altercation happened during a traffic stop in April, and tonight the people who were pulled over are speaking out. WFMZ's Amanda Van Allen is at the district court office in Reading with more. Amanda.
Yeah, well, Wendy, the defense did not call one single witness to the stand today, but still they came out on top. They argued that Reading police officer Santiago de Jesus was well within his duties when he tried to control a woman who he says was a threat to his safety. The video is shocking. Reading police officer Jesus Santiago de Jesus is seen smashing a woman's cell phone on the ground and then punching her in the face. The altercation led authorities to charge the officer with official oppression, tampering with evidence, and making false reports to law enforcement. But a Berks County judge has dismissed these charges, and the man and woman seen in the video are outraged.
I don't got comments. I don't got comments.
I know you're
I'm upset right now.
She don't know how the law works around here. Like, pretty much she just got away with it.
During a preliminary hearing, prosecutors called 4 witnesses, including one of the victims. The defense, on the other hand, didn't call a single one.
It's a great day for justice, and justice was served.
Oh, fuck you.
I give you a stupid face.
One of the Reading police officers who responded to Officer De Jesus' call for backup in April when this video was taken took the stand. He said even after reviewing the video and evidence, he thinks his fellow officer was just doing his job.
Officer Santiago is a good guy, just trying to do his job, and if you comply with the requests of police officers on the street, we have a place to challenge that, and the place to challenge that is our courthouse.
What was his last name? Sodomsky?
Sodomy.
Sodomy.
That, and the place to challenge that, just trying to do his job, and if you comply with the requests of...
Sodomsky.
Sodomsky.
Sodomsky. So you basically, your root name or your last name is Sodomy. Just a little aside, because I hate this guy.
So, anyways, was that not one of the most fucked up situations you've seen in a long time?
What does it take to get a conviction then? What would it take to get a conviction?
They didn't need to call one witness. They didn't need to do anything. They walked in there confident because they
that
knew.
Judge needs to be questioned. Like
I heard Dio say one time before, they could convict a ham sandwich if they wanted to.
Exactly. They do what they want. And right now they don't want to put him in jail. We'll be right back with more Cop Block Radio after these messages.
What a crock of shit. Like, really.
Judge Thomas Zavaros. Thomas Zavaros.
Don't forget, when we come back, we have to talk about the icing on that cake. That the department won't admit if he has a job or not.
Oh, yeah.
They're saying silent.
I kind of want to drive the hour to Reading a couple of days.
Yeah, I really want to go up there and do something. Imagine if we got arrested, we'd be on every newspaper because it would be protest in regard to that story.
Yep.
I want to do a demonstration in the courthouse.
Well, along with that video that you posted with the guy with his change, and the guy was in there saying that he couldn't film in there, I want to go set up the camera and just sit there and stare. Just sit there and stare at him.
Once again, I have another local courthouse that is not. The local courthouse has signs that I'm going to for my ticket that says no filming allowed.
Man, they have that shit all over the place. They could just eat my
If I get guilty, they're getting filmed.
Oh, yeah.
They have no choice. I'm going to film me, and I'm going to dump my pennies on their counter.
So you gotta get some spy shit. Get some like cameras in your glasses and.
I'm definitely dumping a whole lot of $170 worth of pennies on that counter. It's gonna be good times.
I don't know if I'll dump it. I
don't know if I'm actually clever. I'm just gonna leave it there and say, "Have a nice day. Send me the receipt."
Maybe sweeten the deal with a little syrup.
Ooh.
Ew.
That's messed up. I don't know.
Matt, what just happened? Why does your thing keep sounding like you're unplugging and plugging in?
Because I am. I only have one set of keyboard and mouse, but I've got 2 different computers running here, and the keyboard and mouse on my laptop as well as the screen are all shot. So
another mouse.
Spend $15, man. Get a wireless.
No, I plan on it.
Go fund me.
Man, I wish I had a keyboard that I could just wireless to both and just like there's like a little toggle switch. So you just be like computer 1, computer 2.
That'd be cool.
That would be the shit, and it should exist.
Do you guys still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Cool.
What are we doing when we come
Awesome,
back?
Rick.
I don't know.
Your story.
Yes, it is. I have everything ready and pulled up for that shit.
Moving right along. We'll be coming back in 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
So, well, I guess we can't really get into it a whole lot, but I noticed that a lot of you guys have some really cool stuff in your backgrounds. I like the Alice in Wonderland. I've been meaning to tell you about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going down the rabbit hole every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
The blue pill or the red pill?
The exploding TARDIS.
Oh.
I got that shit on my arm, too.
Oh, okay. Huh.
She's like, that's so cool. I have no idea what it is.
I don't.
I can hear it in your voice.
What is it?
It's from a show called Doctor Who. It's a British television show.
Okay, I'm familiar with it. I don't watch it, but I know about it.
Doctor Who.
Like, okay, you're nerds.
I call it Doctor Whom to piss him off.
It's okay.
Doctor Who is awesome, and if you're not in on it, you should be.
Thank you.
I can vouch for Doctor Who.
Doctor Whom.
Bite me, Marshall.
I miss Doctor Who. When does it come back?
Christmas Day.
Oh, really? That's going to be
yeah.
a Christmas present?
Christmas every year, man. There's always an episode, but this year that's the only episode, the new episode this year. Okay.
Yeah, we're back.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
This is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
This is Matt Taylor of Carbon County Cop Block.
This is Scott Marshall of the Oath Accountability Project.
Amanda, Minnesota Cop Block.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
I like how I say that like I'm a roller coaster announcer.
We were talking about the egregious case of injustice that just happened in Reading, Pennsylvania. It's just, this is hitting every alternative media site today, actually. I'm very happy
with me.
I'm really happy it's catching as much attention as it is, but it's just, it had me really in a bad mood today. I got to be honest. And the last part of the story is that the officer may or may not even still have a job, Rick. He's probably still getting paid by the city. They won't admit it. If he didn't have a job, they would openly admit he didn't work there. But instead, they're telling the media and everyone else they cannot comment on his position at the police department until the internal affairs investigation is over.
That's insane.
Yeah.
An open records request?
I think she still has grounds for a civil suit. I think a jury would give that to her all day.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The jury would give that to her all day.
In a civil suit, dude. She spent 3 days in jail. That's not a couple hours like we spent. She did 3 days, dude. And her husband, boyfriend, did another couple days. That's craziness.
Wait, no, he didn't do any time. He was let go immediately on recognizance.
Oh, okay. Well, she did 3 days. I mean, I'm just...
Yeah.
Wow. That would scare the hell out of me, being in jail knowing that they just set me up and roughed me up and destroyed my cell phone. That's...
Yeah, right? Like, and if anybody, unfortunately I don't have his contact information, but the judge that was involved in this, his name is Thomas Zaviros. That's Xyvios. And he's the one who basically probably, just speculation, was the one that received that little envelope, that little fat envelope to make sure that this one went away. But, Severin, you were talking about, stories that have been really hitting every social media outlet. I want to talk about another one. Now, see, this one here actually involves a man named Ken Ball. He was a mattress salesman from a town of about 48,000 people called Parker in Douglas County, Colorado. And it was a case of he was being evicted.
He's more than a mattress salesman, though. He's also an outspoken activist.
Oh, he absolutely is.
Very outspoken, that feels as though even birth certificates are counterfeit, and we all have individual rights that the government should not be able to touch. He's very outspoken. He has a YouTube channel, and he has quite a following, too. He's about his cause. I'll say that much about him.
Well, absolutely. Well, anyways, Douglas County Sheriff Chief Johnson says when deputies serve eviction notices, they are typically not heavily armed in a Bearcat, but however, this eviction notice was different. And that right there lets you know exactly where this is going. Now, see, the reason why they showed up in this way, Ball himself had 2 warrants out for his arrest, and it had been said that he had been trespassing and living in a home for the last 2 years. He is said to have made threats to law enforcement on several social medias. An example would be, "Come and try and remove me from my home. You better come in full gear because you know something is really dirty." Now, later he would go on to say that he meant was, inside of a courtroom, but that is not how the police took it. So Ball has said the entire time that this is just a family dispute and that he's actually been paying for the last 2 years to live at this house. There was absolutely no issues on the agreement of with the agreement of property, and the estate itself actually belongs to his cousin, but is in his mother's control legally. Well, until the value spiked on the housing market in Colorado thanks to legalized marijuana, none of this was really a problem. But a house that was bought in 2005 at the price of $364,000 instantly becomes in May a house that is now $435,000. Because of that 19% increase over the last 11 years, his mom is now trying to get him out and saying that he hasn't, been doing anything or paying on this house this entire time. Well, anyways, on the day,
it's not his mom. It's a dispute between like brothers and sisters and uncles over estate, I thought.
No, it's his mom.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, on the day the eviction notice was about to be served, a SWAT team arrives in a Bearcat at Ball's house. Now, Ball received a call from a person looking to buy a mattress, right? Well, seeing that this is how he earns his living, like I said before, he takes down this person's information and basically heads to a storage unit to go pick this stuff up. Well, while he's out, he didn't know that the customer was actually a cop that was setting him up to arrest him. So as he leaves his house, he's arrested. Well, as he's being arrested, he's told that, by the SWAT team that picked him up, that they're not going to go to his house, that they wanted to do it this way so nobody was actually going to be terrified or hurt or anything like that, doing it this way. Which seemed like a really nice thing until about 2 hours later, the video that I'm about to show you was taken by his family. And this is where the whole situation kind of gets a little crazy.
SWAT team armed with guns forcing a Parker family out of their house. Now, because they have been living there illegally, that's why this happened. Denver 7 Sally Mamdou joins us live in the studio. Sally, this is raising a lot of questions if this was excessive or if it was actually warranted.
Adam, the family sent us this video asking to look into why sheriff deputies showed up with their guns and armed. And what we found is that the sheriff's office typically doesn't respond to eviction notices with their SWAT team like this, but there was threats made to them, so the sheriff's office had no option but to prep for the worst.
And this is how you guys serve an eviction?
An armored vehicle, a SWAT team armed with guns outside Kimball and his family's home, caused them to grab their cell phone and record their frustrations.
Having all these military-looking men here with this machinery is ridiculous.
It's a joint eviction notice carried out by Parker Police and the Douglas County Sheriff's Office.
The paperwork I gave you says that.
Is this newscaster Lois Griffin?
A family member claims they were
What was that?
Is this newscaster Lois Griffin? Listen to her voice.
Yeah, I know. It's driving me nuts, too. Sounds like Trisha Takanawa.
blindsided by all of this.
There was no paperwork as far as I understand.
So we asked the sheriff's office, is this how they normally serve eviction notices?
No, this is not how we normally respond to an eviction.
Douglas County Chief Stephen Johnson says this wasn't an ordinary eviction notice. Before heading out, they put together this booklet.
We do our homework. We make sure that we're informed. We make sure that we have a plan.
And it's all in an effort to try and avoid a tragedy like the one in Park County, where Deputy Nate Kerrigan was shot during an eviction notice. Chief Johnson says Ball had 2 warrants out for his arrest and has been trespassing and living in the home for 2 years. He made threats to law enforcement on social media saying, quote, "Come try and remove me from this home. You'd better come in full gear, guys, because you'll know something is really dirty."
We made the conscious decision to take on this eviction in an entirely different fashion.
A fashion that Johnson says not only brings his deputies back home, but protect the community from threats. This home belonged to a woman who had passed away, and Ball was supposed to secure the house and its contents 2 years ago. Instead, court documents say he moved in with his family.
They failed to mention that the woman was his mom.
Yeah.
God. Unreal.
Right.
What I just want to. Why do newscasters talk like that? You know she doesn't talk like that when she's like out hanging out with friends and stuff.
I'm thinking of Family
Yes,
Guy
hi,
now.
I would like a double cheeseburger.
Trisha Takanawa.
Trisha Takanawa, the whole rest of that newscast, I was picturing
Yeah.
her. Telling that story.
Oh God! It was exactly what it was. But seriously, back onto the story. Like that is a screwed up situation, and I mean, they had already. Did you notice in there that the entire time that they were talking, they failed to also mention that they had picked him up prior to any of this? So they didn't. They didn't actually ever say, in the futile effort to be a bunch of jackasses, the
And use
SWAT
our
team
shiny
decided.
equipment.
Yeah, the SWAT team had him already, but decided they were going to show up to oust women and children. That's what they did. They showed up in full tactical gear for women and children.
Yeah, the threat was already
messed
detained,
up.
wasn't he? I mean,
It was just making a point. I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they were making a point. I think they were like, "What? You picked him up already? We were gonna use the Bearcat. What are you doing?" And they were like, "Fine, we'll use the Bearcat still."
I can totally see that situation. That's probably how it played out. Like, oh man, we didn't get to break anything. We had all these big things. Did they actually? They didn't actually break anything, but they're talking about safety. The whole neighborhood was probably terrified.
Yeah, like
military vehicles up and down their road. Like that looked like a really scary scene.
Honestly, the last time I've seen anything like that was right after the Boston bombings when they were going down door to door with those type of vehicles. Like that's what would have popped into my head. Like what the hell is going on? And honestly, if you guys out there really want to have any questions, the chief of police out there, his name is David King, and you can reach him at 303-849-9800.
We'll be right back. All right, it's our big break. So
the thing about those Bearcats, man, they like even the military people like they don't use them inside the bases because they tear up the roads and they're like top heavy. They flip over really easily.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, why not just use them in neighborhoods to terrify people?
Hey Matt, are you able to go to your sound effects that are hooked up into the Hangout and just mute the system sounds so that noise is not on the final feed?
Nope.
You will be able to, but it's deep in there. You gotta go.
For me, if I just click the volume and click mixer, it pops up with each window that's open, and one of them is system sounds.
Well, system sounds is what he's using to make it make the call come through. He has to go through and find the actual sound and disable it in the big sounds menu.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Another time there, brother.
I have another mouse. This coming week, I got to get it to you.
Okay.
Rick says he's got a mouse too. So
yeah, because that's going to be torture for the listeners. Every time we go to commercial, they hear did it, did it, did it, did it.
It's
I would just unplug my camera, but it would do the same noise.
Hey guys, what time are we going to be back?
We come back at
6 after.
So feel free to go use the bathroom or do whatever. This is our long break.
All right, I'll be back.
All right, I'm gonna play commercials, guys.
Okay, I guess.
Okay. No, just leave it on. No, like even though we don't got video, we'll still talk.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be here because I don't gotta pee or nothing.
Nope, me neither. So we'll stay.
All right, I'll stay too then. But I'm turning off my camera too.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy days. Yeah. So
real quick, we didn't do douchebag of the week. Let's open up with that.
Okay. Who are we giving it to?
So let me just ask.
The Reading cop.
I'm not gonna ask on air, so never mind. Disregard that.
Why don't you go ahead and just type it in the chat there, Scott?
Who do you think, Matt? Either the Reading cop or the
Reading
Bethlehem
cop.
Reading cop.
Yeah, I'm with Reading cop. You know what? I'm Reading cop and Reading
Reading
judge.
cop's lawyer, dude. That guy was a piece of garbage. Oh my god, I want to go protest outside his office.
Yeah, like don't hire this guy. Like,
Typical police union lawyer too. Justice was served perfectly today. Yeah, there was no justice at all. They didn't even go to court. He didn't have to call one witness. What kind of garbage is this?
Yeah, right.
4 witnesses got called. Like they had a 4-hour really hard case where they were kicking ass. They were feeling good in there. Then suddenly the judge is just like, yeah, no. This is justice. Just means you get to come in and put on a show. It doesn't mean we get to actually get justice here. Come on, guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be called a court justice, but you know, guys, come on. He's a cop. He's one of us. He's part of the system. We can't fuck him over. He makes us money.
I really want to find like a social media picture with the judge and that cop, like attending an event together, being cool with each other. They would just look perfect right now for the public.
Wait, what? All I heard was that would look perfect for the public. I didn't hear the first part.
Hey, what time do you guys have right now?
11:01.
I got 11:02. Or actually, I got 11:01 on my other clock.
Now it's 02.
Now I'm at 11:02.
Okay, because I don't initially remember that, but I guess if you do.
I remember because I vaguely remember it. It was like something we talked about in the beginning, and we looked at each other and said, yeah, between the three of us, we shouldn't have a problem with that.
I think I remember that now. Yeah.
It is true. I do know that that's how much that costs.
Yeah.
And I wonder, yeah, we get that back anyway. I'm hoping that they just do. I don't know how you feel about offers. I'm not taking a lowball offer though.
Yeah, I'm not taking a lowball either. I wanna get either a nicer car or an electric motorcycle. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna invest it. In public safety? I'm gonna invest it in public safety.
Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade cop blocking equipment. That's basically what I'm doing with it. It's going toward police accountability.
Yeah.
Are you up for that plan though? When the day comes to go into your local city council and show it to everybody, and say this is what you're paying for.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it would make a great illustration for a video.
Yeah.
So before we go back on air, let's see, the call in because the computer went to sleep. What? What do you mean the computer went to sleep? Eat my asshole. Computer went to sleep.
What's your computer doing going to sleep? Robots don't need sleep.
What are you doing, Robot?
That thing is alive.
Again, do I need to call it again?
What do you think? Of course you do.
It looks like Larry Larison just joined the call, so can I call it?
Call Larry Larison.
Larry Larison.
Hello. It's me. Nope.
Yeah, I think I'll get like a really nice 360.
If you do, I will buy the two you have off of you.
Dude, I got dibs on the one he has. Come on.
There's two of them. I'm just gonna put one on my ceiling and record myself banging.
I want the one he has. 'Cause that video.
Somebody call the call-in line.
Calling now. But let me just say that 360 video in the car was epic. That is so awesome. It felt like you were actually a passenger.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
It's me.
Is there anybody?
I was wondering after all these years if you would like to meet.
Okay, all right.
Go
You have to stop that.
over.
You have to stop that now.
Yeah, I heard you. You're good.
Here's what I think.
Oh, eat a dick.
Hey, you guys. Seriously, though, how would you feel if I could get Philip Turner to come and talk about his stuff?
I don't know who that is off the top of my head,
The
but
Potosi.
what is it?
The Potosi.
Oh, he's been on before. He's awesome.
How would you like him to come on tonight to talk about his thing?
It's.
We'd have to bump one of your stories to do that.
Yeah.
I think that is one of my stories, though.
I think we actually. Yeah, he is actually the 11:20 story. Yeah, if he wants to come on 11:20, we're coming back. Oh,
Yeah,
we're
'cause I'm
back with our
talking to him right
second
now.
half of Cop Block Radio. We might have a surprise guest joining us for those that were listening on LRN. This is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
This is Matthew Taylor of Carbon County Cop Block.
I'm Scott Marshall of the Oath Accountability Project.
Amanda from Minnesota Cop Block.
We have a call-in line, and we'd really love to hear from you. So call the call-in line. Someone, anyone, call us so that we can say that our call-in line had a successful phone call.
Yeah,
yes, so please call that. So it is 872-267-2525. That is 872-267-2525. Somebody's
So
supposed to
our
stop
next
talking.
story is from Amanda. You're bringing us some stories out of Minnesota.
Yes, it's never a dull moment, that's for sure.
Well, why don't you tell us about the officer that caught with his hand in his cookie jar?
Oh, everyone else's cookie jar. Well, basically, this officer, he...
Hello, thank you for calling Cop Block Radio. Who do we have on the line here?
What's up, guys? It's Rick.
Yo, Ricky!
Rick from Allentown Cop Block on the line. Thank you for calling in. Can you hear us all okay?
I hear you guys fine. You guys are clear, and the show is great. And I'm looking forward to doing that protest in Reading outside the lawyer's office.
You're in, dude. We're gonna, yeah, this is too much. We got to make an action on this. We're definitely going to make a plan.
Hell yeah.
Tell us real quick, what's up with Allentown? Is there any? Have you been out patrolling? You caught anything new lately, or has things been pretty quiet?
It's been quiet out here. I don't know. I don't know why. Nothing hasn't been really going on. Maybe it's because I don't know the reason. But every time I show up, they always scattering away from me. Getting away from my.
Sounds like you're effective.
Driving down the block, and I yelled out, "Pull over!" and he just spun away. And
well, I think it's a really positive thing.
Not really much.
I think it's a really positive thing that the local towns that we were heavily working on seem to have died down. We really hit Allentown hard over the last year between all of us. Like, we really hit Allentown. We told them that we were there and we were going to keep reporting on everything they did. And now it looks like we can move on to a new town. Reading's a little far, but I hear stuff out of Reading all the time, and this is just outrageous. This judge needs to get the hell out of his office right now. How do you feel about that, Rick? You saw this Reading story. What do you feel about this judge?
Your mic is breaking up a little bit, Sever, but I just caught partially what you just said.
I said, how do you feel about the judge in the Reading story that let the cop off that said case dismissed?
How I feel? I'm pissed off right now about that. He needs to be arrested for treason.
Treason? That's a little extreme, but I could definitely see assault. I could definitely see assault.
He just allowed an assault to take place, destruction of evidence. Like, come on now.
That's a little more realistic. I can get behind that.
Happen if it was one of us doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. If it was one of us that grabbed that girl and slammed her phone down and tackled her, we would definitely be in jail.
Alrighty, Rick. Well, thank you very much for calling in. We're going to go ahead and we're going to let you go so we can get back to Amanda's story here. But once again, everybody, this was Rick from Allentown Cop Block. You can find him on Facebook and YouTube. He's got plenty of videos, some awesome stuff to watch. And you can also find him on Mondays on Cop Blast Podcast, found at 9:30 p.m. on YouTube.
Speaking of YouTube channels, really quick, anybody out there listening, Matt, you just started a YouTube channel for Carbon County Cop Block.
Yes, I did. Got a couple videos up there. One of these awesome 360 videos that we shot, all four of us. You, Severin, Scott from Oath Accountability Project, and Rick Gonzalez of Allentown Cop Block. We all went out and shot an awesome 360 video. That's up there as well. So, guys, go over and like and subscribe because stuff's going to keep coming.
Those 360 videos are really cool. That was a different experience for watching a cop blocking video. You feel like you're actually there. You can turn all the way around, and it's pretty cool. If you have a virtual reality headset, you can put it on and go into those videos and look all around, and it feels like you're part of the action.
Yeah,
But
and it makes it so that nobody can say, "Oh, we don't know what the guy behind the camera was doing," or you have a full experience of everything that happened there versus just a little window of, "Oh, I didn't see what happened over here or there." It catches everything.
How does that kind of work? Isn't it like microphone operated or something like that? And it's like you can't temper with the casing, and like you can't mess with it, and it's always running. And
No, this one has this one's different. It's just it's two cameras with extremely wide angle lenses, and it uses a program to basically wrap the images.
as far as a record of what occurred at that police scene, it changed the game. We really didn't need to be filming there. That camera captured 100% of what was happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's jump back over to Amanda. You were talking about the cop in Minnesota that couldn't stop, that couldn't help himself.
right, and it's not just him; it's his father too.
Oh.
But, yeah, so two of them.
Daddy must be proud.
Right, I'm sure he is. But this guy's name is Jordan Davis, and he was, aside from being a police officer, he also did a lot of like community programs, and they did this Ben and Jerry's where they managed and let people like this work. They had a work program there, and they had a lot of stuff going on. And so basically, what happened is he ended up getting in trouble for taking the money from the program, and there's this program that helped like people with childcare costs, with heating and stuff like that. It's like assistance for low-income people, and so they were taking money from that and like, going on trips and doing all kinds of, bad things with the money, things they shouldn't have for their own personal gain. So ultimately, he was indicted and convicted of conspiracy to commit theft.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, he's in pretty big trouble.
That's crazy.
After all that, was he relieved of duty?
Yeah, absolutely. He was a while ago. So.
Well, I'll believe it when I see a conviction.
No, there's a conviction. That's what happened.
Yeah? Actually convicted and serving
Got
jail?
Convicted, yes.
Oh.
I don't know about jail. They don't have like a sentencing thing, but his dad got in trouble for the exact same thing.
The stories that I brought this week are cops that got away with stuff. So thank you for bringing up the night with a cop that's actually going to serve a little time for his crimes.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure.
That Minnesota was like a hotbed for this police corruption, though. You guys are never, ever without a story, right?
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's bad. Let me tell you. There's so much police activity and just things going on. And
well, now you got to make the First Amendment auditor out there.
That's right. You're damn right.
you can tip-offs about some dirty cops and go give them a First Amendment audit.
I'd love to, man. I'm going to do it myself. I just,
Call flood the hell out of them if they arrested you. I'd be calling every 10 minutes, like redial.
Fuck yes.
I need a status update on.
Right.
I'd keep my mugshot and try to use it in my profile picture.
So anything else going on out there in Minnesota?
Not a whole lot. I guess that's kind of the big thing. Is that conviction, and this cop's been in the news for a long time. He actually was shot, I think it was last year or the year before, too. He obviously survived and everything, but...
Well, you wanted to bring us a story out of Texas, too, right?
Yes, I did.
Introduce us to that story, and a couple minutes left in the segment. We'll come back to the full story.
Well, there's a couple things, actually. There's a guy there, a lot of you know him, named Philip Turner, goes by the name the Batosai. And, yeah, he's doing his thing. Like, I'm at a total loss for words. Like, well, first he had a video that he put up the other day. There's a part 1 and part 2. It was yesterday, and essentially, long story short, he was recording an interaction, and nobody would give him his name or ID. And then this one officer, who wouldn't originally give him his ID number or his name, started talking to him and was interested in having him basically teach a class on professionalism to the officers.
Oh wow!
So it turned around, like it did a complete 180, and it's an incredible video, and I think he does amazing work, and I'm just like, I'm in awe all the time.
His videos are always such high quality too. It's great.
This officer that wanted him to come in, is he like a ranking officer? Is this an actual thing?
Well, I think he's some kind of sergeant. I guess he's in control, I think he's in control of like putting together these things. Some kind of class is what I took from it. I don't know if you guys saw the videos or not.
I think this is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, because ultimately that's what you want. You know what I mean? I mean, real change can happen.
We're going to do a commercial break. I want to touch on this when we come back from our commercial break, because I'm not sure if I like the idea of us teaching the cops how they should be acting.
Are you kidding? A cop blocker schooling the cops directly? What?
Yes.
We should definitely be talking about this when we come back.
Cop Block Radio. Hey, we might turn this into our topic to talk about, because this is, I don't know, this just feels wrong.
It feels so right. The cop blockers schooling the cops. Like, you know how pissed off they'd be sitting in there having to listen to a cop blocker?
Okay, real quick.
Oh.
Can you get him on?
I'm trying. Actually, let me hit him up now because he was a little bit busy.
Yeah, hit his ass up. We only need him for like 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I gave him the number too in case he decides to call in.
That would be epic.
Tell us the story.
If he wants to actually call in or join us for 10 minutes, because we have a couple more stories that we have to hit on tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we only have one more story that we have to hit on.
That's a good story. We don't want to not do that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we're coming back with more Batosai.
Batosai.
If we can't get him on, Matt just walked away. If we can't get him on, we'll just play some of the video.
Okay. It's incredible. Like, he always continues to, like, amaze me. He doesn't surprise me anymore with what he does, but it's just like, and he's got a lot of stuff in the making, too, so there's a lot to look forward to from him.
He's got some awesome camera stabilizer thing, doesn't he? Because anytime I see him, he's doing these, like, sweeping shots, and it's just so smooth.
You know, I don't know. He knows his tech stuff. I mean, he has a video from about a week or two ago where he's got this camera he's got attached to his head, and you can see like what he's recording on his arm, and he can like control it by pushing the buttons on his hand. I mean, it's some high tech shit. It's pretty cool.
Really?
Is he a robot?
That doesn't surprise me. Like his one lawsuit when they illegally searched his car when he was in custody, he caught them because his car's dash cam has a motion sensor that clicks it on even if the car is off. Like, that's just badass technology. I love it.
Yeah, I think the 360 camera has a function like that. It's got a motion sensor thing. So I could use that as a dashboard camera, like a everyday driver if I really wanted to.
Hey, are you guys keeping up to date with his Deception and Betrayal series that he's doing?
No. What is it?
Oh, you gotta do it. I mean, start from the beginning. Just go to his page. I don't even want to tell you about it. Like, you need to watch it from the first episode.
What is it?
You get no info.
Well, basically, long story short is he does these like audits where you go and get police reports, right? Because you want to file a complaint. It's just very random to see how they react. Well, they're in this small town called Princeton, and he asked for a complaint, and the guy just started acting like a complete douche, right? And he was just a real dickhead. And so what happened is, so he started doing a little investigation or whatever, found out that this cop actually worked for a department in Washington and was fired because he shot somebody that was fleeing in the back of the neck. Right?
Wow.
Now, when he applied for this place in Texas, he failed to mention that, right? So they didn't find out, whatever, and so he ended up working for this police department. This is, I think, 15, 20 years later, something like that. Right. And then, so basically, they found out about it because of his investigations, and, hi, Tom, and he got fired. Well, he kept digging in and found, lots of, things that, let's just say it has to do with mayors, police chiefs, baby mamas, cheating, lots of stuff. I mean, it's incredible. And there's more to come. It's awesome. You need to watch it and you need to follow. It's the shit.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, you need to do it tonight.
Once you start going that deep, though, you got to start being paranoid because,
Fuck yeah.
I would think so, but...
Because, we saw what happened to John Lang. So.
True. But he's the Batman. It's different.
But I've seen he's got quality videos, and just his one video where he's doing the fair DUI thing and he just plays NWA. When he plays NWA, it's just.
Yep.
And they got away. They gave him his little ticket under the windshield wiper, and.
I I keep saying next time, but I'm stopped. I'm gonna do that method, and
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
back
do.
from our commercial break. Scott was just talking about one of the Batusta's best videos. I think I agree with you, Scott. That was just too perfect what he did. He gets
I want to
pulled
do an homage.
when he gets pulled over. He blasts "Fuck the Police" from NWA on his radio.
Like a tribute.
Yes, it was beautifully done. Well, that's the Batusta and
Tosai.
Batosai. And we're
There you
talking
go.
a little more about him. But real quick, we forgot to give honor to our douchebag of the week. This week's douchebag, I think it's unanimous who gets the douchebag of the week.
Who is it, God?
Cop out of Reading, Pennsylvania, Officer Jesus, whatever the hell he wants to call
Dead
himself.
Jesus.
Dead Jesus! Hey!
You better not dare try to
Don't
put.
get hate mail for that.
I wish we could get a video getting back into bed. We're gonna roast you to the day you die if you try to serve in law enforcement. I promise you that. So he's this week.
Thank you, God.
What else is going on?
Yeah, right?
So we were talking about the Batusai and his going in to teach the class with the cops. I don't know. I can kind of see how it would be funny because they would be totally pissed off the whole time.
Well, I don't even know about funny. I mean, it's still something that would be, beneficial. Because think about it. That is our dream. We have.
But are we?
Ways, we have.
Well, hey, you guys.
Yeah.
He wants to know when to call in.
Right now.
He can call in right now if he wants. I'd love to talk with him.
Okay. I'm letting him know.
ASAP.
Yay.
I just realized.
But I think he should do it because an opportunity to school the cops, like to go in there in their setting and sanctioned schooling of them. Like, you guys need to do this
right now.
And then he can go out and film them, and then when they mess up, be like, dude, I had you in class. What are you doing?
Right?
Yeah, it is kind of like the ultimate troll.
I mean,
because the average cop hates us.
I mean, when would you ever have that opportunity again?
Very true.
I mean, it's a sanctioned schooling session.
I could see it. It's pretty. Yeah, I guess it's something that you would have to think about personally. I don't know if I want to give out all my legal rights and all that, and I don't know. I feel like it's too much like letting them know how to get around it.
What do you mean? Well, they should know how. If they're officers, they're taught how to get around it. So what you're doing is essentially going in there and making sure they do what they're supposed to be doing, which is at the end of the day the key thing you want.
Why do I have to be the one to teach them? And are they going to pay the?
Because they fucking work for us. We should be teaching them what they should and should not be doing. That's why. That's why it's a good thing. Because
it is like the only time I've ever heard of them actually asking, "Hey, what should we do?"
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think he's humble enough to sit back and say, "Hey, maybe you can teach us. What are we doing wrong?" That kind of thing. I mean, I think having an open dialogue is the first step, and because ultimately, I would think the goal is to not have anything to record, to not even have to exist.
Ooh, who do we have here? Hello, thank you for calling Cop Block Radio. Who do we have on the line? Hello?
Apparently nobody.
Did you break the internet again, Matt?
Damn it, I don't know. Caller, call right back if you can, please. Maybe I can call them.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, what if this is the ultimate troll?
I think he just tried to call in.
What if this is the ultimate
He said he called and it hung up.
Yeah, have him call again because we couldn't hear him. This happens, and sorry about that.
We gotta fix this issue. We gotta get
Google gotta fix this. Google gotta fix this issue.
It's our professionalism.
Professionalism.
Yeah, it was him. He's gonna try back right now.
Cool.
Yeah, but what if it's the ultimate troll? What if they're just trying to get him in there and he shows up and there's one cop sitting in the back eating chips,
Hello, thank you for calling Cop Block Radio. Who do we have on the line?
Apparently nobody.
He said it hangs up. Like he calls and it hangs up. You want to try him?
Yeah, I'll try him.
Damn.
I need you to
We
send
had
me
a
his
successful
number real
call.
quick.
We really did have a successful call. I wonder if it's an issue with his phone.
Well, it's been happening though. Last few people.
True.
I mean,
well, we were talking
Hello,
about.
thank you for calling Cop Block Radio. Do we have you on the line finally?
Okay, well.
Yeah, just forget it.
That's not going to happen.
Well, this is great radio.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Just forget it. We'll worry about it later. We have a video though to go along with what was going on that day with the Batusta. And Matt, can you try to Batosa? I always call him the Batusta for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, because you watch too much wrestling.
I don't watch any wrestling.
Yeah, it's just shining right the fuck through.
So Matt, do you have that video?
I'm trying to load it up. That's why I'm grilling you about the WWE, man.
It's the what you want to pull up is the part 2 at 7 minutes in.
Oh, you dick! That was a great way to not tell me anything about that.
Hey, man, it's the professionalism you gotta love. So, Amanda, what's been new with Andrew out there? I know he's part of Minnesota Cop Block. We always want to get him on the show, but
yeah, his work schedule is really weird. But he actually just uploaded a video where there's a it was the animal control people. They saw it was a dog who was running around or whatever, and the animal control people went and were trying to get this dog, to take him to the impound, to the doggy jail. And Andrew kind of intercepted and tried to stop and said that he had a tag and he wanted to personally be responsible for the dog and that kind of thing, just to try to eliminate that whole.
Was he able to take the dog?
That's a good question. Actually, I didn't
That's
find
pretty
out
cool. He didn't want the dog to go to doggy jail, basically.
Right.
That was
Exactly.
pretty cool. He's a great guy. I really would love to have him come on the show sometime to just talk with him because he does all kinds of activism all the time.
All right, well, I have this up if you want to go ahead and share it to me.
Go ahead.
That was very anticlimactic. I hit play.
We have more technical issues on this show than any other show in history.
I know.
Hey, Matthew.
Right? Yes, ma'am.
Have you on? Did you get my last message?
I did not. Okay, it looks like we have also lost our video capabilities for right now. So,
all right,
go ahead and do all that.
Yeah, so we are batting 1,000.
Well,
right now we are.
To our next segment. Actually, Saved by the Bell. We're cutting to a commercial break. We're going to get our situation straightened out during our commercial break. Well, then we're going to have a discussion here where nobody even needs to call in, so we shouldn't have any problems. But we're going to tackle some topics about police accountability and where we go from here. We'll be right back with more Cop Block Radio.
Cop Block Radio.
Hey, Matthew, I got his number for you.
Okay, I think we have unfortunately rolled right past that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 3 times and I would say move on.
What happened? Like, I'm going to try to call again right now to see if it was his phone or our phone.
Okay, go for it.
I think you've since, though, fiddled with it since it wasn't working, so...
Hello?
So we want
Yeah, I have fiddled with it since. Alright, so it's back the way it should be right now, theoretically.
Well, if you want to call him, he's there, and he's willing to talk, so it's up to you.
Up to you guys. What are we doing? Aloha, ¿cómo está? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my shit then. It is me. Yeah, I'm just having some technical difficulties on this side. It must be.
Yeah, your second computer seems to be having crazy issues right now.
Yeah, I want to honestly, with this computer, just destroy it and rebuild it. But I need a small little uh, thing that sits on somebody's keys 95% of the time, but just that 5% is never when he's at my house. So
Yo, I just thought of something while we're on commercial break. We have 2 more minutes. Can't Scott run the phone line?
I can, but it would take me a minute to boot up the computer, and then we'd have to troubleshoot because
we only have 2 segments left anyway.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, we're working on that call-in line. We got 1 successful caller. Let's
We shot too high, guys. We shot too high. We were aiming for
most of the sun.
We did. We were standing up there trying to, as Scott said the other day, piss it in the face of God, and we got burnt. That is honestly one of my favorite things I have ever heard.
All right. Well,
we saw a spider fly.
Just piss on the face of God.
If you can, take off the call-in line number from your lower third, then, and we'll just we will get these call lines working. There has to be a way.
Call-in line, we'll find a way. Yeah, on my end it's usually stabler. Once I get it set right, it's stable and it works, but it's just getting it right.
It's something that, according to Derek, to get it done properly, you need a soundboard.
Yeah, probably, but I don't have soundboard money and Google's free, so.
Right.
It's like one of
I
those.
wonder if one of the cheap soundboards would work it out. Because all we need it for is the call. We don't need it for anything else. It's literally just the calls.
I'd like it to be more universal, so I have options to do things. Because I want to start doing a in-person 360 podcast, which you can do. So
that'd be cool. Like a live podcast with the 360 camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really? You can hook it up like that?
Yeah, and then just have us sit in the room together.
Just put it on a chair or like stand up in front of some chairs and put it in a chair, and like it'll be like somebody's in the audience, and you can give a speech or whatever, or it's like they're sitting next to you.
Or we'll probably just sit around it and face it, and then anybody at any point can just.
Yeah, you basically have it to where you all kind of sitting one way, and then you have it to where the other person kind of can sit and do one of these and look at you, kind of like they're sitting in a round table with you.
Well, we're back. This is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
This is Matt Taylor of Carbon County Cop Block.
This is Scott Marshall of the Oath Accountability Project.
Amanda, Minnesota Cop Block.
And we lost our call-in lines, but it's okay. We're going to get by. We got 1 successful call, and then it crashed. But we'll troubleshoot that issue, and hopefully we'll get them back up for the next show.
Troubleshoot radio.
Troubleshoot radio. That's what this show should be called. Because I bet you in like 10 years we will put out a perfect show with no technical issues. But
you're shooting too high.
Yeah, I'm trying to defy God again.
Setting the bar out there.
But let's talk about our discussion for the night. And my question is, if cops don't get punished, what's the point? Like, what is the point of doing any of what we're doing? If we catch them, they don't get punished anyway, and there is zero accountability anyway.
Well, there's one thing we have control of, and that's the court of public opinion.
Yeah, I was going to say that because if anything, we're letting people know that there is a problem, and more people are waking up every day. I mean, there's people that I work with that when I started working, they were completely against anything that I do. They didn't understand, and now I can have a conversation with these people, and they get where I'm coming from. And I feel like just even that, planting seeds, it's just you just got to plant the seed and wait for it to grow. Because you get one seed in a crack in a sidewalk, and it can split it open.
We just saw in this area several cases of extreme abuse of the town seeing it, crying out, everybody wanting justice. One of them was the Justice for Sugar case where the cat was killed. And the other one is this case. Like, in our small area, we have these two huge national cases now, and nothing is changing. It doesn't matter. Even though the whole public is waking up and angry, what does it matter if we wake up every single person out there if the court can still say no charges for a cop like this Reading cop? Where is the breaking point? What are we doing? Like, when do we actually walk into the courts and say no more, and we go in as a group and like remove these people and say
Well, see, I think honestly, like with any revolution, because this is what it would take. Like I've said this on this show before, but with any revolution, it takes time. Like you don't just sit there and go like, we want this to happen, then boom, everybody gets aboard the idea. Like this is something that takes time. So with each time that we're sitting out there and we're recording, which is, you know, that when you go 5 years back to now, people are actually pulling out their fucking cell phones and recording. Like I remember the first time I was out to now, where you would have a situation happen and we'd be the only ones with a camera out. Now something happens and we're one of like 10 people with cameras out. Like
yeah, that's wonderful.
So the mindset's getting there, but listen, that's where it starts, because the more people pull their cell phones out and the more you actually see that this isn't just a local thing, and the more that clicks in people's minds, eventually it clicks in a large enough mass of people that the change can actually happen. Unfortunately, right now, we're laying the groundwork for the change. That's what we're doing.
They're going to tell us we can't record them. It's already been tried numerous times. Philadelphia already came out and tried to say you can't record cops. You don't have, or not, you can't. You
and
don't
they
have
got overturned like that.
That's when technology is going to get a lot better, and they're not going to be able to tell that we're recording them.
We have somebody running for president of our country right now who has openly said he wants the media to be roped in and give the police more power. You know what that world looks like?
Yeah, I've seen plenty of movies, man.
Yeah, that's seriously, that's like Germany, World War II kind of stuff. Like, this is the kind of stuff that is, like, they silence the media first, then they do whatever they want to the citizens, and no one can do anything because no one is able to.
I mean, that person that doesn't need to be, he who shall not be named.
His face is behind
already pulled some crush.
What a look.
Already pulled some press credentials from the Washington Post because he didn't like what they were saying about him. So if he's doing that while he's running, Jesus.
Yep.
Like,
somebody just put that picture right in the toilet. It's just, I'm.
Every time I turn around, ugh.
I'm not for any politician, but I'm really scared of the world. What the world is going to look like when the lead lawmaker in our country wants to give the media less power and the police more. In our current climate, that looks like silence. That looks like telling us we can no longer even stop. We can no longer even tell each other, film them, and let each other know what they're doing.
Well, now
can I say something without being offensive? But I think you're coming into this with a loser's mentality, and that you're never going to win a fight coming in thinking that we're going to lose this. Okay, but listen to me like this. Okay. Right now we have the same problem that everybody else did in our generation. We still have the previous generation making the fucking laws. Well, it's not. It's just a matter of time before those old fucks get out. And people like us who are being raised knowing that this is what the world is like is going to get in there, and you will start to see the change. Like I keep saying, we're laying the fucking groundwork.
I would disagree with that, because the people that are in office now and people that are running the country now were the hippies of the '60s, and like
that's true.
Those people were the hippies, and now they're the man.
More laws is what's going to fix it. The problem is when something is broken, they're not taking back what they break. They're just adding more on top of it to try to fix it.
I see Amanda had something to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think now would be a better time than any to do your absolute best to sort of disassociate yourself from government, period.
Oh, I totally would love to. I would love to never, ever deal with them again. I would agree to never call 911 and take their services. If they would agree to stop taking money from me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important.
Stop making me pay car registration.
I mean, this is a whole other thing, but stop.
It's important to make the
just let them stop, right?
I would love to stop. Unfortunately, the current world I live in, if I do choose to stop those things, my car will be stolen from me. My house will, my person will be put into a jail cell for
It's
not.
civil disobedience. Think about back in the 60s. Everybody had to go to work and they boycotted the buses. People needed those buses to go to work. I think people depend on things a lot more than you really need to. You know?
I think taxes on the videos that I put out about the corrupt politicians and people. I have to pay taxes on those videos. Like they take taxes from everything. There's no way.
If you work a regular job and they take your taxes out, that's one thing. If you're able to find a way to, create your own job or work under the table, as they say, there's a lot of ways around it if you really wanted to get into it.
Well, think about tax like this. Say you buy gas, you're paying tax on the gas, and the person who brought you the gas, they're taxed on the truck, they're taxed on the driver's salary, they're taxed on the actual gas, they're taxed on. I mean, and then those people that they got it from are taxed on. Create. I mean, everything is just it's exponential if you really look at it. Tax on tax on tax on tax on tax, and you got it's just government all. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It needs to stop. I really think the people who are so afraid will really wise up when they see like this the Brexit that just happened, the session in the UK. When they see those people did just fine, because they are going to do just fine. I guarantee it. They're going to be just fine. When the people see
It was still a bad decision for them, but still, go on.
When they see that people are just fine, when they pull away from their government and all the rules around them.
Man, they didn't pull away from their government. Their government pulled away from a treaty with other governments. That's what happened. I mean, because half their government wanted that.
They were pulling away from being underneath the Queen.
Fuck no, they were pulling away from being a part of the EU. They haven't been under the Queen is a puppet. That's all that they are. That's all the monarchy is. It's just a status symbol, but they have no fucking power. The only people that really have power is Parliament.
Yeah.
Basically, imagine the Queen is would be the president if the president was really only allowed to just do parades. That's it.
Well, we're gonna be right back with our final story of the night.
Cool.
Cop Block Radio. Matt, you called dibs.
Yeah, dude, you got to watch John Oliver. You wouldn't have been so far in the dark on that story.
Yeah, I should have watched that.
He's been tearing that shit apart.
To quote Doug Stanhope, he's like, you people have. He's in Britain and he's talking to him. He's like, you people have this royal family that you just give all your money to. And their royalty, you guys have a king and a queen, and then to argue it, you guys say, oh well, they don't even really do anything, and then you're like, oh really? So that's supposed to be better? Like they don't even do anything. So what is the point? Like, he's in Britain talking about, he's getting booze. He's getting booze. Like, that bit was not for. That bit was not for that audience. That bit was for everybody else that was going to listen to it later on. Like, the man is a genius in that way.
What?
Like, he just goes over there and pisses all over them about their royal family, and they hate him. But you listen to it, and it's fucking hilarious. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe that, because he's getting boozed the whole time, and he just keeps going on with his rant about the royal family.
Yes. I'm going to have to watch that the second we're done with this.
Oh, it's so great. Nothing to do with Cop Block.
That's fine. We're on Cop Block commercial. We could be talking about big, floppy, flappy titties, and nobody's going to care because we're on commercial break. Ooh!
I'm still
I like that topic.
the way that the Brexit wasn't. I thought they were pulling away from the royal family and that government and saying that they didn't want to pay the taxes anymore. And
not really.
Regulations.
No, basically what Brexit breaks down to is the fact that the EU basically is a big.
Hold on, wasn't a major part of it that they didn't want to listen to the immigration laws that were being forced upon them?
Yes, And that was being forced upon them by the EU, not the Queen.
Yeah, but see, they still have to. They still can't do anything about immigration because if they stop the free flow of people in and out of their country, then they have to. Then that wrecks all their trade agreements and everything. So they really, the Brexit did nothing to that effect. So
In fact, it's going to cost them more money to pay to have to trade with the countries that they had a good trade agreement with.
Look, I think fiscally it was dumb, but
Well,
as far as
talking about
freedom,
leaving your countries and
Australia is now doing it too, by the way.
well, let me tell you what's going on, like why the EU kind of sucks. Because if you have a DSLR camera, it can only record video for 29 minutes and 59 seconds, and that's because the EU has put a tax on what they call a video camera, which is higher than a regular camera. And in order for it to be a video camera and not a camera, it has to be able to take more than 30 minutes of video. And if it does take more than 30 minutes of video, it's automatically a camera, and it'll cost more to import it. So all Canon cameras and stuff, they all come with a video limit of 39 minutes, and so like they don't sell unlocked cameras, and it's all because of the EU.
Yep.
I thought we were supposed to be talking about titties.
But they've been saying "fuck you" to the EU for a while, though, because the EU runs under the currency of the euro, but they haven't adopted that. Like they still run pounds. Like granted, you can use euros in Britain, but they generally don't use it.
It's all just too much politics for me.
But I do like titties.
I deal with enough bullshit politics in my own country. I really can't follow Europe's. It was the biggest thing across the internet, so I looked into it a little bit.
But you know what's funny? If you go to other countries and ask them who the president of the United States is, they'll tell you. But if I were to go there and you were to ask me who the prime minister is, I mean, I knew it was that David Cameron guy.
Mm-hmm.
But
you only know that because the motherfucker got accused of, fucking a pig.
Back.
That's a wonderful note to come back on.
We had an absolutely non-cop related commercial break that you'll have to tune into the YouTube channel on the Cop Block Radio Show YouTube page. Check out. You can see all of our shows, see us in the studio goofing off, and see what happens during the commercial breaks. Make sure you subscribe so that you can get updates to every video as we upload them. So, we were cutting to our last segment here, and Matt, you have a doozy for us.
Oh my God, yeah. So this last Monday, the Supreme Court actually came to a ruling on a case that is Utah versus Strife. Now, what this does is it was basically a suit over if police find evidence during an illegal stop and it is basically found that the officer can go in afterwards and find a warrant in that person's name, they can retroactively go back and make the illegal stop and search justified. Now, this basically got passed, and so now this is in Utah law, and I think that's because it's Supreme Court. It kind of will roll the ball going in another way, but it's really ridiculous because as long as they can find a warrant in your name, it basically means you could just fucking be abiding the law, doing what you're supposed to be doing, not realizing you have an out of date ticket from parking that you didn't realize that you actually had. Maybe the wind blew it off. Who the fuck knows?
And
but
this is just one of many terrible decisions that they've been making lately.
Oh yeah, but
I thought this went beyond like warrants, and I thought they were saying that if a cop discovers evidence during an illegal search, that evidence is now admittable.
Only if they can find a warrant in your name.
Now, what is this? I'm confused. What does this mean? That they can go to the judge after the fact and say, "Oh,
if you have an existing warrant."
If you have to have an existing warrant. So basically, the cop rolls the dice on if legality is there. But normally, when they pull you over, they can run your shit real quick.
If they had a warrant, though, it wouldn't even be an issue in the first place. Are you talking about an arrest warrant or
an arrest warrant? Yeah, an arrest warrant.
So say I missed a court date.
Yeah.
Anything they find in their illegal search was admittable?
is now admittable, and they can actually use it to draw up new charges.
It sounds to me like an excuse for them to be able to get into your house and look for like people that are on the run.
Yeah, that's like
No, it sounds like the ability, like, okay, if they go in on an arrest warrant, and let's say they find
these aren't search warrants. These are like
right,
arrest
they
warrants.
only have the ability to pick you up and take you out. So if they find you as different things, they don't have the ability until they get a new warrant to pick that shit up. But if they had an arrest warrant, they come in, like they see that you've got some illegal shit going on, they can now additionally tack that shit on, which they were never able to do. It turns an arrest warrant into a search warrant instantaneously.
Yeah, you don't have to have pre-existing knowledge of the warrant to make the stop. You can make this, like, because this case, that like the cop didn't even have a reason to stop the guy in the first place.
Is that for the
like
person
that's
being
how
targeted
bad
or
this
the
is.
homeowner or what?
Well, I'm sorry.
Anybody living in the anybody living in the residence or anything? Could the warrant be for anybody or just the person?
It turns into a no. It's got to be towards
Hold on.
the person.
This is a warrant. This is an arrest warrant for a specific person. So if you miss a court date and you are out and about doing something, and they stop you for some bullshit and illegally search you, and then later on down the road it comes out that you had a warrant to begin with before all this, like a warrant for your arrest, then all that illegal stuff that they did isn't illegal anymore.
And what if it's not your car though?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You get hit for it. Like if they find more shit during that, and it was illegally done, they can now tack it onto you. That's the whole point of this.
It sounds like they're making it up as they go along.
It really does. But now let's talk about a case that was called Mapp versus Ohio out of 1961, okay? The Supreme Court ruled that all evidence obtained through illegal search and seizure would be in violation of the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, therefore making it inadmissible in court. And now Justice Sotomayor, in her basically scathing dissent opinion, said this case allows police to stop you on the street, demand identification, and check for outstanding traffic warrants, even if you are doing nothing wrong. So, at least one of them sat back and was like, "This is fucking bullshit."
But they still passed it.
Well, she can be outvoted. That's why there's 8 of them. It was a 7 to 1
it's got to be a majority vote, and then at the end they all give their opinion on the outcome, and why or why not it's bullshit.
Yep.
And the reasons for the outcome, so that it can better guide.
It used to be common knowledge that the saying was "fruit from the poisonous tree." Like, it was common knowledge if a cop did not have his paperwork together and he does something wrong, they can find a body in your trunk and they can't touch you.
Yep. Well, that's
better not have a warrant.
Yep. Better not have a warrant.
Yeah, and I mean, what's to stop them from taking you in and then backdating a warrant or doing something like that? I mean, it's a slippery slope, and the Senate won't get more people. I mean, listen, the Supreme Court just I want to say it was just yesterday let off Bob McDonnell, basically saying that it's now okay to bribe governors. Like the Virginia governor, Bob McDonnell, that was accused of bribery, that every court on the way up to the Supreme Court said that he was guilty, and then the Supreme Court said that it would affect his ability to interact with his constituents, the rich ones, of course.
Yep.
So I'm speechless with this one. I don't know. I hope this is one that gets overturned. But hey, how about an update from the story that never stops giving?
God, I love this story. I really do.
It's a story that never stops giving, because copblock.org, every time it updates, this story is on the top of the page. We can't figure out what is so astonishing about it.
This is Celeste Guap, the girl who just can't stop giving us new shit about her sex scandal out of Oakland with the 30-some officers that it is now blown up to.
This story has been
little Heidi Fleiss over here.
No joke, the story's been updated by Josh Hodgkin about a dozen times. There's just keeps new twists. 3 police chiefs. Every other day, there's new people brought into this. This has grown to be so big that it has now encompassed over 30 employees in 6 police departments. This girl is a hustler.
But you know what? Hey, how many cop blockers do you think there are? How many cop blockers do you think there are, if you could guess?
I don't even know.
Oh no.
Okay, and it's taking one girl who's 18 years old to take down a whole police department.
Yeah, right. Like 6.
I envy her. She's awesome.
We're gonna have 6 now.
But she's not happy about it. She just did an interview where she says this is just so upsetting, and
we should send her some flowers and a thank you card.
She really just really cares about this guy. And
hold on. Can I make the joke? She's a literal cop sucker. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
The biggest because it started when she was 15 years old, and she is now 17 years old.
Got it.
And
not 18 yet?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Whoa. Okay, sorry about my joke.
Damn.
Well,
good job, Scott.
Parents don't raise your kids to be whatever because mom works for the cops. So something in this kid's upbringing.
That explains it. She works for the cops.
Something in this kid's raising. This is just bizarre to me that she would do this with this many men.
And something in his cops upbringing that allow her to do something like that to a young girl.
Slut shaming, you know, if she wants to do that, but I think the officers themselves should have.
Yeah, what's up with their upbringing?
Better judgment. I'm not going to be doing slut shaming, and she sounds like more of a victim here than anything.
Yes.
Well, maybe next week we'll have even another update. I don't find her to be much of a victim, other than.
Well, I mean, she's a young girl underage, and these are adult men. I'd say she's a victim of at least some sort of manipulation.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be law enforcement.
We're going to wrap up for the night, guys. This is the very end of the show. This is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Just Google in Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
This is Matthew Taylor of Carbon County Cop Block. You can find me on Facebook, and now you can find me on my brand new YouTube channel, so make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm going to kick it over to Scott Marshall.
Scott Marshall, Oath Accountability Project, YouTube, Facebook.
Amanda, Minnesota Cop Block. We got a YouTube channel, too.
Yeah, make sure you tune in next week, guys. We'll have a brand new show for you. We're always
check out Cop Block Store.
Copblock.org/store. Get your gear. Get out to an event. Start a group. Start filming the police. Get moving, guys.
Live stream.
It's a movement. Be part of it. We'll be right back next week with Cop Block Radio. Peace.
Well, good show, you guys.